Shalom, 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 shalom. First and foremost, giving infinite praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Wachakodash, giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom and salutation to all sincere Akim across the four winds, pushing this truth with sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant, Kasama from the DC camp, coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Wachakodash, to feed the elect. Now, in this quick lesson, we're going to talk about the worms, the corruption that's going on, that's basically being exposed when it comes to the United States of America, which is known in the Bible as the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right. And us, the prophets of the Lord and Great Millstone, we were sent by the Heavenly Father Yahweh, through his son, Yahushua, to come out and warn our people, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are indeed the true descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We were sent to warn them that the land in which they basically reside, the land of our captivity, is basically coming to an end. And part of the process is exposure. All right, it's basically Babylon the Great is being exposed, and the worms are coming out, and the worms are symbolic for corruption. All right, now it's being exposed, it's being shown that Edom Esau, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, although he's pushed out democracy and so-called stability and development technology, now we're realizing, and the whole world is realizing, that his government is the most corrupt institution in the history of humankind. And it's all really based on bondage, slavery, and leeching and sucking the money dry out of the people. And now that the majority of Babylonian citizens, a.k.a. Americans, have awakened to this fact and they're being exposed to this, via all these different institution and money laundering that's going on with the politicians, now the juice is leaving out, and there's something very important that's happening. There's a trend going on, and without further ado, we're gonna go to TikTok, and we're gonna see what's going on with this trend. All right, we're gonna listen to this. This is big because there's a revolution, there's a rebellion happening in the minds of the Babylonians. All right, which is a sign of the end. So let's do this. And okay.
Going around where people are refusing to pay their taxes. That's right, people are just straight up not filing them. I found that the most common reason for this is that people are just not happy where their tax dollars are going. This is coming from CPAs and accountants where their clients are saying, we don't want to file our taxes this year. Obviously this isn't happening with everyone, but there's a lot of people who don't want to pay them. All I want to know is, do you plan on paying your taxes this year or no?
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm going to show you why
I shut up.
pulled over.
But yeah, we got on that. That's basically what's going on. So you have, like this guy, there's a trend that's taking place where people are refusing to pay their taxes. So a lot of people that are aware of what's going on, they talking about not paying their taxes to the IRS, all right, the Internal Revenue Services. So now, as we know, as Israelites, we are in captivity. We are under the rulership of Edom Esau. We have to pay our taxes until we are delivered. Taxation is a sign. I always say taxation is the ultimate sign, whether you want to believe that you're free or not. As long as you're subject to taxation, you are a slave, all right? You might be a modern-day slave. You may be a slave with a little bit, just a little bit of money in your bank account. You may be a slave with a business. But the fact that you have to be taxed is indeed a sign that you are a slave, all right? So the IRS is a powerful institution. It's an institution that makes sure that all of us pay taxes to who? The international bankers, not the U.S. Treasury. The U.S. Treasury does get the money. When they grab the money gets sent to BlackRock, the Federal Reserve, which the Federal Reserve is BlackRock and Vanguard. And BlackRock and Vanguard, those are institutional banks for Rothschilds, Inc., all right, that's the reason why it's hard to follow the money through all the way to the Rothschilds. You need to understand that. So that's how the Rothschilds get money from the United States. They get it through sub-institutions such as Vanguard and BlackRock, all right, because they know that the average person is aware of Rothschilds, so they don't want Rothschilds, Inc. to actually show on paper, all right? So when you hear BlackRock, Vanguard, that's really Rothschilds. All right, that's where the tax money is going. So you're not, if you don't pay your taxes, the Rothschilds are going to send force. You're going to be forced, or you're going to be jailed. All right, let's just know, the Rothschilds don't play around with their money. All right, but this is the signs of the time. The people are rebelling, and this has how always happened in the history of humankind. When the masses are awakened to the corruption, the worms, eventually they give up hope of a future, and they understand that their leaders are corrupt and are leeching, and then that's when you get a revolution. All right, and so that's getting ready to happen. And the scriptures spoke about this. Now, this is Isaiah chapter 14 and 11 in the NLT. And it says, your might, is speaking about the United States. It says, your might and power were buried with you. The sound of the harp in your palace has ceased. Now maggots are your sheep, and worms your blanket. All right. Now, ultimately, it's talking about when Babylon is destroyed via thermonuclear missiles, according to the Bible, in the Third World War. But the worms also represent, before we even get to the Third World War, the worms represent corruption. All right, this economy is really, it's a credit-based economy. The money, the currency is not backed by gold. We all know this. And now, of course, it's being exposed that all the money that was being shelled out or flushed out through these different companies and government institutions, it was nothing but politicians doing money laundering, right? And now that it's being exposed, a lot of people, they don't want to go through the routine. They don't want to go through, the waking up 9 to 5 and just pouring in, work hard, the American dream. A lot of people realizing that it's all garbage, right? And the economy is pretty bad. So these are the signs of a dying empire. All right. So we, as hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, hopeful elect, we have to, understand that it's time to get your shit together. All right. Get your mind right. Get your spirit right. And understand that the doors of Babylon are closing. This ship is sinking. Okay. And now you're going to see a revolution of the likes that's never been seen before. You're going to see blood in the streets and carnage. All right. And understand that because some people are like, well, why? I don't see it happening. Well, it's not because think about it. I mean, you're talking about the citizens of the United States, the most violent group as far as like a society, in the history of humankind. I mean, Rome was violent, but it wasn't as violent. I mean, the firearm, right? The ability to just take people out. All right? You talking about 12-year-old children can take a whole bunch of people out. This is, a revolution is something that can happen at any moment, and it will be the nastiest revolution in the history of humankind because of the amount of weapons that are available, out in the public. All right, so this is something we're getting ready to witness. And, and that's going to happen under, Nero's rulership. Nero, of course, Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to see cities burning, all right? This is Lamentation. I said Lamentation, Slakia. This is Isaiah chapter 47. Now, the subtitle is Lament for Babylon, all right? It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. That's a code name for the United States. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. The ground, sit on the ground means humility. All right, it's being humble. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. All right, so when you have this movement called MAGA, Make America Great Again, that means that the United States citizens, because remember, Donald Trump won the popular vote as well. Not only the electoral votes, but the popular vote, meaning more souls out of all the people that voted. The majority of the voters actually voted for him. All right, people that didn't really mess with him voted for him. And so they believe that America hasn't been great and it needs to be great again. So they acknowledge that Babylon has fallen and they wanted to, resurrect Babylon. Well, the scripture says that's not going to happen. All right. The wheels are falling off of this thing. All right. It says, verse 2, it says, take the millstone and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. All right, it says uncover thy locks. So, and it says make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Basically, this is a shaming ritual. If you ever seen the show Game of Thrones. If you know about the Wicked Queen and I think it was what's that? I forgot the name of that land. Mythical lands and stuff like that. But it was the walk of shame. When she got basically, her head got cut off, she got stripped naked, and she took that walk of shame because of her sins that she committed basically, and it was just throwing potatoes at them and tomatoes and spitting on her, and they just kept saying shame, shame. Her nakedness, she was exposed, her sins were exposed. So that's basically what the scripture is talking about. Babylon is being exposed to the entire world. So now it's hard to tell other nations, oh well, you guys are corrupt, Africa is corrupt, the Middle East is corrupt. Well, the most corrupt nation in the history of humankind is the United States. The government, the United States government, is the most corrupt institution in the history of humankind, and is being exposed. All right. Esau's philosophy is nothing but lies and deceptions and sin. All right. And greed. All right. Verse 3, it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So ultimately, Yahweh Shai is going to come down to deliver his elect when this thing gets really, really bad, right before thermonuclear destruction. All right. So now let's go to Psalms chapter 64. I'm going to start at 8, and this is in the NLT. It says, their own tongues will ruin them, and all who see them shall shake their heads in scorn. So as you notice, you have a lot of, you have Elon Musk and all these different people, Kash Patel, the new heads of the FBI. You have Tulsi Gabbard, all these individuals, these Edomites that are basically going in there, so-called, and exposing the deep state, meaning the FBI, CIA, dirty doings. They talking about bringing out files from MLK and all of his dirt. They talking about bringing out files of what happened with JFK. So all of these different dark secrets that Babylon has been hidden, all the nasty stuff are about to be revealed by other Edomites. All right, so they're gonna bring this up, but bringing out the truth. See, those Edomites that are gonna bring out the dark secrets of Babylon, in their mind, they believe, well, we can start off fresh, like Donald Trump, his followers basically. They believe that, well, we can start off fresh if we expose all of the lies and deception. What they don't understand is that the exposure of lies and deception is really a process that goes according to our laws, where the nation has to be exposed, the people have to be exposed, then the judgment comes. So to them, the exposure of truth is the resurrection of Babylon, but to us, we know the exposure of truth is the final nail in the coffin in the judgment of Babylon the Great. All right. Yeah, so that's it on that. So let's conclude with Second Ezra chapter 15. And we're going to start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right, that violence that's coming upon the land, the brewing revolution. Because for people to say they don't want to file their taxes, they know about the consequences. We know about the consequences of not filing your taxes. All right, you're going to go to court. You're going to have to pay a large fee. And if you don't want to, you're going to be jailed. And in this time, Joe Biden actually authorized IRS agents to carry firearms to come out and grab you out of your house. So it's going to be shootouts. In Babylon, you're going to have shootouts when IRS agents come with big guns, trying to basically take you out of your home and incarcerate you. And of course, we know a lot of citizens are armed, so you're going to have gun battles, all right, in different cities, because the Rothschilds are going to want their money. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the courses of their actions shall stand in their power. Wait, so the politicians can get out there and say, well, what's that, Kennedy? I think Kennedy had said, say not what your country could do for you, but say, what can I do for my country? What can you do for your country? Well, the countrymen, they don't care. They realize that the politicians are scumbag, a leech, and a fraud, and doing money laundering while everybody's slaving out. So now the people don't give a damn. All right. So that's basically what's getting ready to happen. And as us, the prophets, we just have to continue to be consistent and warn the nation of Israel that, this rotten apple is basically coming to an end and is being exposed. So, and this is the work of the Lord, and, for the preparation of the return of Yahweh Shai and the salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel, 144,000 and the 1/3. So with that, I'm going to say, Kar Halam La Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushua Ba'Hashem, Ruchakodash, giving double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom and salutation to all you sincere Akim across the four winds, pushing his truth with sincerity of heart, because I'm a guy from the DC camp. Shalom.